Coming up. Evo Campo loading. Here's Victress. Earring is in. Birdie Gold in the white cap. Manta Gris goes in. Domestic Vintage in the black. How unusual to come to the outside gate. Domestic Vintage going in. How unusual. Going in. All it. Field sent on their mile and 3/8 journey. They all began as one. In the center, we have Do the Dance wanting the lead. Do the Dance ridden along will get the lead. Earring in the gold cap on the far side. Evo Campo settles in the red colors in third and Birdie Gold is fourth. Here's Responsible for Love. Red cap in fifth, 4 lengths off the leaders. Been followed then by Dynamic Mrs. K, Domestic Vintage on the far side. Manta Gris is in mid-pack, about 7 lengths off these leaders. Been followed then by Laseen, who's taken back towards the rear. Kiss Me Now is another one in that group. Then we come back to How Unusual and Victress is the early trailer. Past the stands first time round and Do the Dance, just at a sensible pace, leads it by 1 length. Earring is tracking from second. Evo Campo in the red cap at the rail. Birdie Gold right up alongside of that, and here's the favourite, Responsible for Love in fifth, 3.5 off these leaders. Been followed then by Domestic Vintage. Dynamic Mrs. K races along at the rail. They followed by Manta Gris, who's 6 lengths off these leaders. Domestic Vintage in the black on the far side. Laseen is back fourth last, gives them about 7-8 lengths start. Kiss Me Now is in the gold colours, been followed by How Unusual, and Victress has 14 to make up. They run to the half-mile pole and Earring decides to kick on now. Earring kicks on. Do the Dance is in big trouble, having to be ridden along but losing ground. Now Birdie Gold has taken second. Evo Campo in the red. Responsible for Love on the far side, only 2 off the leaders. Dynamic Mrs. K is the grey right there, and Laseen down at the rail. Manta Gris only 3 lengths off these leaders. Domestic Vintage on the far side, and then comes How Unusual and Victress. They are coming to the top of the lane, and Earring is the leader. Earring kicks on for home. Responsible for Love in the red cap. Manta Gris is hooked very wide but comes to take them on. Evo Campo in the red at the rail. Can Evo Campo get through? Yes, she can. Evo Campo along the inside. Responsible for Love. How Unusual, white blinkers. How Unusual flying down the center. Laseen a late run, but How Unusual. Cory Nakatani timed it to perfection. How Unusual won. Responsible for Love finished second. Laseen, just a tad unlucky, was right there in third. The unofficial result, the winner number 13, How Unusual. Second number 7, Responsible for Love. Third number 1, Laseen. Photo finish for fourth. Fourth place finisher was number 5, Manta Gris. Result is official. In the 7th race today, scratch number 4, Midnight Run. Now in the winner's circle, number 13, How Unusual. How Unusual's a 4-year-old chestnut filly by Unusual Heat out of Vila. She's owned by Fetkin, Sill and St. Hilaire. Winning trainer is Mike Pender. The winning rider, Kari Nakatani. The winner was Brittany California by Madeline Auerbach and Barry Abrams.